Levels, check, check.
Yep, here you go.
We seem to be good. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. My name is Dion Morales, host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and you are watching round one of Day 1B of the United States National Championship. This is, in the U.S., our last first edition event, guys. This is the second day of Swiss that's going on, and today I am joined by...
This is Alex Farley from Tucson, Arizona.
There you go. You may remember him from our Glendale, Arizona stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess I did okay on the Glendale Regional and System Open that season. Got first place, that's why I'm here on the stream today with the bye, and then was in the top 16 of the stream for the System Open. Mm-hmm. So yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So using your bye time to kind of relax a little bit and watch some X-Wing as we get started here.
Of course, I love watching X-Wing.
So as we get into this, I do need to say thank you to everybody who supports the Gold Squadron podcast. Thank you to our patrons, our largest group of supporters. Thank you to our Twitch Prime subscribers. Literally free money, guys. If you have Amazon Prime, click that button every 30 days to make a $2 and change free donation. I call it a donation, but it's not even. It's a money. You're adding leaves to the money tree. What you're doing. And to our sponsor for this weekend, Curled Paw Creatives. Use the coupon code. This is exclusive for Gold Squadron here. Nova 2018 for 15% off of all X-Wing and Legion product. Biggest thing is that there's no minimum. So whether you need to make or maximum, if you need to make a big order or a small order, go ahead, get it in now. Get that 15% off. Again, that coupon code is Nova 2018. All right, so let's go ahead and start by breaking down Mark's list.
So when I look at Mark's list, I can see, common pieces that I've seen across the whole event here. But the whole double Reaper squad for me is definitely something I didn't expect to see a whole lot of. I mean, I definitely expected to see it yesterday with Duncan Howard because that's what he's been playing recently. But, with Countess Ryad, definitely wasn't expecting to see that particular piece with it, but Countess Ryad is still a very good, player in the game at the moment with how dodgy she is and how maneuverable she is, especially against the opponent Jonathan Lee today with a bunch of lower-end pilot skill.
Yeah, and so Jonathan Lee here, he was excited to show me his list because our very own Marcel Manzano designed the card thrust corrector. Mm-hmm. Our group play tested it. I will say we'll call it a very long time ago before we knew any second edition stuff was going out, and the idea was to give G1As and B-Wings something to make them a little more defensive. Mm-hmm. And so if you're not super familiar with it, well, let's go ahead and bring it up here.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I've actually ever looked at what thrust corrector does.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and bring it up on our overlay here. So it says, when defending, if you have 3 or fewer stress tokens, you may receive 1 stress token to cancel all of your dice results. If you do, add 1 evade result to your roll. Your dice cannot be modified again during this attack, and then it has a squad building restriction listed in it that you can equip it. You can equip this upgrade only if you have a hull value of 4 or lower, which include B-Wings, G1As, mm-hmm. The U-Wing.
Yeah, actually, I like that upgrade quite a lot. It does help them survive a little bit better. It's only you can use it multiple times a turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a stress per evade, essentially.
Pretty much,
and you can do it 4 times.
Yeah, because it only requires that you have 3 or less stress. So, yeah these B-Wings will definitely be very, very dodgy, for B-Wings at least.
Yeah, for B-Wings.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, with that 3 attack dice gun, if it can survive even just a couple turns more, mm-hmm. it's starting to pay for itself there. Mm-hmm. So just looking at points breakdown here, these B-Wings are worth 23 points each. Thank you for the follow. They're worth 23 points each, with that Crimson Specialist doing 31 points. Countess Ryad is going to be probably the biggest. Use your biggest point fortress, 36 points. I mean, it's not really a points fortress, but it's your most expensive piece on the board.
Well, when you've got 3 ships in your build, it pretty much is your point fortress at that point. It's the most expensive piece on the board, it looks like. And it's going to be probably the hardest one to kill because of how dodgy Ryad can be, also with avoiding arcs with those green K-turns.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how Jonathan uses the barrel roll. I think the barrel roll is going to be the big tool that Jonathan needs to utilize in order to take his advantage in this game. Get that positioning.
I agree.
Get blocks.
Also, I mean, another thing that could pretty much help him is because, you know, Jonathan does have that Crimson Specialist where he can pretty much put that Bomba Generator wherever he wants using Crimson Specialist ability or the Trajectory Simulator. And that's actually some good damage that can be put on some of the dodgier ships like Ryad in today's games, where otherwise he might have a harder time hitting them with normal attacks.
So interesting choice here with the Scarif-based pilot in Mark's squad, going with ISB Slicer and Rebel Captive. I have not seen Rebel Captive on a Reaper yet, but that is just a good standard upgrade for the Empire.
I definitely agree with that, considering, you know, most people who have experienced the Reaper, especially with ISB Slicer, really don't like having their tokens taken away.
My tokens.
Oh, yeah, there's so many times where I was playing against one going, well, all right, I guess I don't have any modifications with, you know, half my ships this turn. But usually the whole idea is you want to kill that ship as fast as possible so you can get your tokens. But it makes it a little bit harder with the Rebel Captive because it's like, well, the first ship that shoots it gets a stress, which can hurt, actually, depending on which one of Jonathan's ships shoot first, can really affect how many times he can use the aforementioned thrust corrector. Also prevents the Crimson Specialist from, you know, doing those red maneuvers if it shoots it first and all that. So it really can hurt with what maneuvers are possible for the rest of the game.
So I do want to ask everybody who's at home to go ahead and share the link for the stream in your local Facebook groups. Send it to your text groups of X-Wing buddies. Let them know we got B-Wings on the table here, first edition, trying to give some glory to some of the less seen ships.
And from what I overheard earlier, it seems like there's at least like 8 squads here that brought B-Wings today. So that was definitely a pleasant surprise.
Well, I mean, just having all those attack dice, I mean, I would say that definitely now the efficiency of the X-Wing has surpassed the B-Wing.
I would agree. Yeah.
So it's a bit of a nostalgia thing. Or if you're trying to tech like Jonathan is with using the thrust corrector.
Yeah. Well, the thrust corrector, I think, is going to save him a lot in this game, just for guaranteeing he's going to have those evades for a very long time. Whereas even with, you know, a bunch of X-Wing squads, you're never going to guarantee you're going to have those evades. Whereas this, he can.
Yes.
And with 8 hit points, it might actually survive a little bit longer than some of those X-Wings.
Sir George, thank you for already sharing the link. You're awesome. I appreciate your face. Alex, I also appreciate your face.
Oh, well, thank you, Dion. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, we're going to have a few different people joining us today. Obviously, Alex, if you're just joining us, he's playing today. He's using his round 1 bye to help us out today. Truly appreciate it.
Of course.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our telestrator so that we can do some John Madden here.
Okay.
Didn't get to do that in our startup procedure here.
Yeah, better late than never.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some engagement lanes. So looking at Jonathan's approach here, he's definitely wanting to slow play with that bomber, right? You want to keep it back as far as possible because once you've committed to a lane, that bomber is going to take a long time to swing anywhere else.
And, you know, it does have the turret primary weapon, but it's not the main purpose of its damage, I think, in this squad. It's mostly there for that bomba generator and guaranteeing it's going to hit something.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jonathan kind of break out at an angle here towards this rock and then then make that decision whether to go left or right, depending on where Mark is going to go.
Yeah, and considering those B-Wings do move after at least that Scarif base pilot, it'll be a little bit easier for him to make that decision.
So Mark is still in a spot where he can choose to go either left or right. So not committing too much to whether he's going left or right.
Yeah.
We'll see what the other ships do.
Now, as far as these engagement lanes, I'm seeing a lot of like open space, which gives Ryad a huge amount of space to actually move and do those green K-turns that she loves to do so much.
All of this.
Yep. And not a whole lot of area that those B-Wings can guarantee to block. Okay. Well, so it looks like Jonathan's deciding to commit over toward his right, which, I mean, it's really easy for him to swing back to the left if Mark decides to go over there. But, I mean, I think it's a solid play in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I like it. You can really, with that barrel roll, being able to adjust back just a little bit, you can, with another one bank to the left and a barrel roll, you can get everybody on that other side of that rock.
Yep. And that is the great thing about B-Wings is, like, in tight corners, they are actually very good at maneuvering around. I mean, sure, it's red, but they do have that one hard. They have the barrel roll. I mean, they're actually pretty tight corner maneuverable brawling ships that we just don't see a whole lot anymore because there were so many things that could, like, nuke them before they did anything.
Yeah. Squeezing in that barrel roll.
Very, very tight flying.
That's what we call formation, boys. And girls.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for the sub. I missed your name, Mo stuff. Metronix, do your mornings with Gold Squadron podcast at 9 a.m.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think a whole lot of my friends are going to be watching this stream because back in Arizona right now, it's like 6 in the morning. So.
Right, exactly. Watch X-Wing while you eat your cereal. It's
right, yeah. What else does anyone else do, you know, Saturday morning at 6 a.m.?
But I'm up. But I have a kid, so.
Ah, well.
if she's awake, I'm awake. Maybe I'm barely awake.
I sort of do. I have a cat that wakes me up every morning.
All right, so Ryad really committing here to the right side.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not so sure that was quite the correct option at the moment, considering all those B-Wings are right there, and she seems like the only option in range. But he might barrel roll. We'll see what he does. He just negate some of that.
I mean, Ryad, she will be taking, it's going to be, you know, you got range 3. She has an evade. All right, barrel roll.
Well, it looks like at least maybe forward, maybe. Oh, yeah. Avoiding, looks like the far right B-Wings arc. It's hard to tell right now.
Might just barely be in. It's going to be range 3 through a rock, though.
All right, well, that does help Ryad out a bit. Give her, you know, that 5th die.
The issue that I really have for this is his options next turn are really limited, right? So
I agree.
He could turn this way. He has the, you have the 5K, which maybe gets you to about there.
Yeah, but that B-Wing can easily block that and then have it in arc.
Yeah, we're just turning into here. This is the play next turn. You eat Ryad.
Oh, easy. And, you know, Ryad, again, is tanky, but throw enough dice at her and she'll eventually fall.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Jonathan's going to be looking to hopefully, if he can get in like one shield this turn, I know that sounds like nothing, but one shield can make a huge difference.
Oh, huge, huge difference, especially against, you know, defenders. Yeah. Now, I know in 2.0 they're even, you know, stronger. Thankfully, you can't have 3 of them.
Right. Alrighty, so we're going to get our first engagement here. Here's Ryad, range 3 on that B-Wing. We'll go ahead and mark these.
I was going to say, did he, like, forget to shoot with Vermeil, who's a pilot skill 6, or? Because I think Vermeil might have a shot, but.
I think, I do not know. It's going to be 1 shield on the red B-Wing for spending the Director Krennic upgrade.
Yep.
All right, so no damage there besides that.
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and label these B-Wings by color.
Yep.
He does have them painted. Red.
That's really useful. So which one? It was what, red that lost the shield?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. Went Vermeil to pilot skill 5 with adaptability. Got it.
Okay.
So, I get it. They wanted to use the Krennic ability to pass Vermeil the target lock. All right, now I get it. I missed the adaptability change.
Same here. Same here. Alrighty, and you don't have any tokens, so
He just changes one. Ah, that's a good reroll right there.
why change it to a hit when you can roll a crit?
Well, he changed the one focus.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's, he's going to take a stress, probably get one evade.
Thrust corrector for sure,
Yep.
and he'll
There it
take
is.
2.
Yeah, actually, that makes a whole lot of sense because you want Ryad to be shooting first so that Vermeil can get the target lock and use it that turn. It's almost like fire control system, but
Very cheeky, Mark. I like it.
Well, also he doesn't have to care about going up in pilot skill because highest pilot skill that Jonathan over here has is 4. So.
All right, so it looks like Jonathan is going to be try to focus down. He's pointing at Vermeil.
Oh, it looks like Crimson Specialist does have a shot.
Alrighty. 1 hit.
Yeah.
On 2, there's an evade out there from Vermeil. So safe.
Very much safe. No evade needed. Oh, looks like he's just going to go focusing in on that Vermeil.
I mean, it does do a ton of damage while staying pretty tanky. It's 1 hit.
Yep. Well, looks like he has to spend the evade. Oh, lightweight frame. Forgot. Oh, there it is.
Range press frame. Coming in from green. Green B-Wing.
2 hits this time. All right. Let's see if the lightweight frame saves him again. No. Spends the evade.
Yep.
And don't know if red has a shot.
Yep.
It looks like it is. Range 3 through a rock.
It'd be 3 dice either way.
That's true. The rock doesn't affect it really.
You just have to roll them all at one time.
Yep.
All right, so Jonathan not able to dink in any damage that turn. I think one of the things that will really swing this game is if Jonathan loses a B-Wing before he's able to do any damage, that's when things are really going to start going downhill.
I agree, especially since red over there has already, lost a couple shields. Yeah, I actually can see that happening. I mean, only if he focuses with both Vermeil and with Ryad. Now, where do you think that Vermeil is going to go this next turn? Because there's a lot of options with those ailerons.
I mean, if I'm Mark, I'm probably, you're tempted to try to split to see if you can get Vermeil behind. And if they crash on Ryad, you're like, hey, I have 3 dice focus evade. I should be not dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, however, based off of what Jonathan was doing at least that first turn, I don't think he's going to go crashing down on Ryad.
Right, I don't think so.
He was focusing Vermeil there pretty hard. Yeah, I definitely was thinking the ailerons left and then the one hard to the right, but that also just kind of puts him, right in the path of all those ships that could be facing him. So maybe he's going to try to do something a little bit more dodgy and avoid arcs, but you never know at this point.
One thing that could definitely swing the game is where this bomb, how much damage this bomb does.
Sure.
Whether that is that self-damage onto Jonathan's ships, or what he can get out of his opponents.
Yeah, and he doesn't have something like Captain Nims, which is what I usually see with Crimson Specialist, in order to prevent a bomb from detonating if it's not in a good spot.
Yep. That bomb will land about right there. Yesterday, I did one of these like squares where I thought the bomb was, and it was perfect.
Oh,
like,
nice.
I don't think it'll ever happen again in my streaming career, but yeah.
I mean, keep trying. I think it's gonna keep happening.
So that's about where I think that bomb's going to drop.
Yeah. So another option that Jonathan could do was like faking that he was going to go after Vermeil this turn and then turn in on Riot and use one of the B-Wings to bump. And, Riot at that point just won't get any tokens whatsoever and can go down super quick.
Hope.
Yeah. Because, I mean, those two B-Wings off to the right, the green and what's that?
Gray. I mean, they're just, it's kind of, I think it's a standard paint job.
Okay. Those, I think, can fit with the too hard and not hit that rock, at least just from my point of view.
Yes, they absolutely can.
Yeah. And, like, if red there forces Ryad to bump, they can get some pretty good range 1 shots against a tokenless Ryad.
Now, a reminder that Ryad is starting with 4 shield, as she is the optimized prototype. Good morning, Padre. Good morning to everybody out there in the beautiful land of X-Wing. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time to become a Twitch Prime subscriber and who have followed us out here on Twitch. Jonathan is. Thank you to Lieb Solo 1 for becoming a subscriber. Truly appreciate you.
Looks like we have, a bit of action going on now. Let's see what he actually decided to do after those ailerons. Oh, wow. Very interesting choice.
Oh, Lebo Solo. I'm so sorry. I missed that other O. There's so many O's in that name. Thank you so much, Lebo. Cloud City Radio in the house.
Let's see. Looks like he's trying to jam that B-Wing. It has to be range 2 in arc for that to work, which it looks like it probably is.
Is it just barely in arc then?
Yeah.
And he does have ISB slicers, which means he's able to bounce one of those if he remembers to trigger that.
Yep. And I guess he
looks like he missed it.
Yep.
It is a May.
So. It is a May, and all it requires is the range 1 of the ship that you jam, so it doesn't have to be range 1 of your ship or anything like that.
So 1 forward to victory here.
Yep. Probably gonna focus to clear the jam. Yep.
I prefer to target lock to remove the jam.
Oh, all right. That's fair. I'll give you that.
All right, so it just looks like we're going forward, taking up as much space as we can. He wants to punish something. It's like, all right.
Well, looks like he's going to punish a Reaper here no matter what.
Yep.
Oh, he's target locking.
Reaper's going to give it to you.
Yep. Well, it's the one thing he can PS kill, so if he can actually deal some good damage to it before it gets to shoot back at range 1, then, I mean, that's actually a good tool to get rid of in his... Oh, okay. Here comes what I was thinking was going to happen with red, which was maybe for the block on Ryad. But, I don't know. If you're going to try for the block, wouldn't you want to try and focus your ships on that same one?
Well, if you can get... Maybe the idea here is to get Ryad kind of misdirected.
Sure. I see that, yeah.
Because if she were... Let's say she was to... Excuse me. Let's say if Jonathan was to take red and also point it that way. Now Ryad's behind you.
Sure.
And you're... So right now he's essentially trading more damage on his ships for a possible block.
Sure. Where is he? Is he thinking about launching a bomb with Crimson Specialists?
I don't think so. Right now he's deciding on a target lock. But his is not the time.
No, I don't think so.
It is not the time to launch it.
Yeah, I mean, because if he completely misses where Ryad's going to go, he's just going to hurt his own 2 B-Wings.
Yep. One thing to note that he doesn't have on his Crimson Specialist, because he doesn't have the points for it, he does not have defective plating.
Yeah, I did notice that. And so if the bomb does, if he does drop it like right touching himself and he doesn't move far enough away, he is going to be affected by that. But then again...
No, he's going for it, baby.
He is going for it. He's thinking he's got Ryad, I guess.
Cojones, I like it.
You know, those B-Wings can pack, or take quite a bit of beating. So maybe, maybe a damage on either one's not the worst thing. Unless, it dies exact damage. Then it's like,
right,
well,
exactly.
okay.
No.
But, I mean, I think he's trying to get as much damage on Ryad that can't be dodged as possible. Oh, wow. He's just going... Man, he's going to be flying right up in there with that, with Bob there.
And with the amount of space that you can area deny with Crimson Specialist ability, it's fantastic. So by turning, while he is committing to the right now with the bomber, he can still affect a lot that happens in this corner where Ryad will eventually end up. If she does get blocked this turn, she'll just K-turn the turn after.
Oh, looks
There's
like
the block.
There's the block. See, I think this would have just been the perfect time to turn all your forces on Ryad and just hammer. Because with the FAQ, as far as X7 is concerned, she doesn't get that evade even.
Right. You said the word hammer. Little lore tidbit here. Crimson Specialist is Finch Farlow in the Star Wars universe, and their name of their ship is Crimson Hammer.
Oh, all right, that's something I didn't know.
There you go, Crimson Hammer. So.
Oh wow, it looks like he's going to be getting that Reaper also with that bomb probably.
Yep, there's a sloop.
Yep.
All right, well, this is actually really good for this red B-Wing. He's not getting shot by anybody.
Yeah.
He's the one that's taking the damage already. And he's going to get a range 1 shot into Vermeil.
Yeah, I mean, no problems there. But, I mean, if he had focus, he would probably be in a little bit of a better spot right now instead of target locking Ryad, but maybe Vermeil was just slightly out of range. Well,
I think the idea there was he wasn't sure where Vermeil, because Vermeil could have ended up far away and not even in the picture. He might not even thought he had a shot on him.
That's very true.
So we're going on Ryad first. Takes 1.
All right. Hey, damage is damage.
I'll take it every day. This is on Vermeil.
Nothing. Let's see. Does he hit the Scarif base? It looks like he does. That's a good bomb. 1 damage on a Scarif base pilot.
He's on the B-Wing. B-Wing red.
No damage. Not even focuses. Looks like Specialist is in range. For 1. Okay.
I have 12 health. I do not care.
Right. And then Green's getting hit by it, but I think Gray's out.
Yeah.
Ooh, for 2. Oh, I think that's the one that's also out of the arc of the Scarif base pilot. So if anything, he's only going to be shot by Vermeil, but that's if he decides to, split his fire.
All right, so we are at start of combat now, and this is Vermeil into green, I believe. Oh, sorry. We're going to go with Ryad first. Ryad has what looks to be a range. Was it range 1 in arc?
Maybe range 2. It might just barely. Oh, looks like
2.
Range 2.
Just 1 removes a die with optimized prototype.
Optimized prototype is just such a good upgrade to give your ace, because no matter what, you're going to at least take off a shield.
Yep. So 2 shields are down on Crimson Specialist, gaining the lock. That means Vermeil's going to be going there as well.
Oh, yeah, because there's no token, he just gets to change a result, which is really, really good.
All right. There's the target lock. 3 hits.
Nothing. All right, that Crimson Specialist is definitely taking some damage.
Down to 6 hull there.
He might be able to even have it in arc with the Scarif base, yeah.
Definitely possible. So Jonathan's up. Gonna have Crimson Specialist go first.
Which gives him the stress because of Rebel Captive. Let's see if he remembers to trigger it. Or, oh, maybe he's shooting at somebody else instead.
Just thinking about Ryad, range 1. I know I understand the temptation, but I think you want to try to focus fire something here.
I agree.
Especially that you're going to be losing a ship here in the next turn or 2.
And he really needs to start, taking some of Mark's pieces off the board if he's going to plan on, cornering this Ryad ever. However, if Ryad wants to, shoot at something this next turn, there might be an issue of a bomb coming from the back end of Crimson Specialist.
Looks like we're getting a judge call for the range.
Ah, okay.
Every die matters.
I agree. And if it's just in by millimeters, it's range 1.
So, Twitch chat, and YouTube chat, we can see you guys as well. One thing that's happening later today is I'm going to be moderating a panel talking about our transition into 2nd edition. On the panel, we'll have Alex Davey, Paul Heaver, Duncan Howard, Andrew Bunn, and one other person, TBA. And what are some things that you'd like me to bring up? Now, I want you to remember that this is not an interview with Alex Davey, right? That's not what this is.
So it looks like it was Crimson Specialist was range 2. He only rolled 2 dice.
Okay, and no damage?
No damage. I mean,
it's range 1.
Before the target lock.
All right. Looks like not a whole lot. Oh, okay, that's a decent amount of damage there. Yeah.
Target lock.
Ooh,
there
all right.
you go.
There's some good possibilities there. Wow, he's just rolling all sorts of evades on that first and lightweight frame die. Dang.
Only 2 shields there. Or shield and a card, excuse me.
Yeah.
The crit is
weapons failure. Oh, that's very important right now when he's got that range 1 shot back. Okay. The dice have decided to give up on those evades.
Now that was into Vermeil. 2 shields from the red B-wing.
Ah.
So shields are down on Vermeil.
Oh, yeah.
Rebel Captive.
Yep, they forgot to put the stress down. I don't think it's a May ability, so. All right.
There's a weapons failure on that, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, there is.
So hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Judge! Ship had weapons failure and rolled too many dice. The Scarif-based pilot has weapons failure. easy mistake to miss.
Yeah,
like right when it happened in that same turn.
Yeah, and I saw a couple games yesterday where, the turn someone got a weapons failure, they forgot about it. It happens. That's why crit tokens are very important.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the crit token. Okay.
There you go.
Definitely matters. Oh, now he doesn't have to get the stress.
That's a big difference right there.
Yep.
So, updated game state on that. That was on the B-wing, right? So that was the gray B-wing.
Yep, so I think it lost 1 shield.
Yeah. Cool. One thing we're going to be doing tonight, we're going to be taking both top 32s and making an online bracket for people to vote on for funsies. So that'll be something fun. Play a little bit of X-Wing March Madness style if you're into that. And it's actually super easy. You just there's just like a button, and it does like a community add-up poll. So like if a lot of people think a certain person's going to score, it's good fun. We'll post a link on the Gold Squadron Podcast Facebook.
So from day one, what do you think were like the favorites that were probably going to get voted a lot for in this poll that's going to happen?
I mean, right, you'll see a bunch of votes for Duncan.
Of course.
Right,
yeah,
Duncan Howard. The big names that you know who have done consistently well, they're going to get the most votes.
I will say, though, that Jeremy Howard did beat Duncan yesterday.
Did. And then you have to look at, kind of where people were in the standings are. They were 6-0. Now, if I had, like, a way to stop time, I would, like, get you guys information on, like, exactly what they flew and all that. There's just no time to do that.
Oh, of course not. No,
it'll just be names. But it's still good fun. So let's take a look here. One of the things I'm looking, Jonathan in the overall really didn't take that much damage this turn.
Crimson Specialist did take a bit.
But that's his job, though. His job is just to absorb as many shots as possible because it still could take 2 turns to kill it.
Sure.
Right?
It did take half of its hit points, though, this last turn.
That's very true.
So, if all 3 guns plus potentially a bomb hits Crimson Specialist there, we could see it gone this turn.
Good.
However, I definitely think I see some 2K turns out of those 2 B-Wings off to the right, considering the Scarif base pilot
moves first.
Yep.
You must be cautious, though, because the Scarif base can also, like, the angle of its, if it does ailerons 1 forward and then sloops.
True.
And these K-Wings, these B-Wings K-turn, the Scarif would have an arc. On them while not having return shots. So you gotta.
It could also do a 1 bank to the left and then sloop to the right, kind of like doing a barrel roll and then a K-turn. Oh, okay. So we're seeing the 1 straight ailerons. Maybe you were right with that sloop. Oh, sloop the other way though. Okay. Oh, wait, maybe not a sloop, just a 2 bank.
Okay. Just trying to get out of the way. Well, if Jonathan did those 2Ks. That Reaper's going to be in for a world of hurt.
Yep. Because, let's see if he jams. Oh, no, he's just no, that's a crit token.
That's a crit token.
So he's jamming Crimson Specialist. Okay.
All right, and he's still missing ISB Slicer trigger there.
I mean,
it happens.
It happens, yeah. All right. What did he reveal? Oh, he's attempting the 2K turn. Let's see if he fits.
I think he's got it.
I think so too. There's look like just enough space over there. Oh yeah, like a glove.
Confidence. Yeah, you got to keep the pressure on. Keep your guns on target.
Yep.
Vermeil can't turn around and shoot that red B-wing. Even though it took damage on the first turn, Jonathan doesn't super mind.
Well, I mean, that's kind of part of the job of B-wings is they're just going to get in there, clog up some lanes, and just get in the way, and then shoot at them at range 1.
I do want to remind the people posting questions or like possible discussion topics for the panel. Remember, this isn't an interview with Alex Davey. That's what I was trying to say before the action started. So I can't, as a moderator, it's not good form for me to just interview Alex. It's a panel discussion. So think about your topics in that scope rather than I know, of course, you want me to dig at Alex. Of course, that's
everyone wants to dig at Alex. I mean.
And if I have the opportunity to do a one-on-one interview with him, I will. But that's
interesting choice.
That's yet to be seen. I think he was calling the sloop away.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, this is just one of those situations where you had a good guess. And if if the other Reaper, the Scarif base, had slooped away, he would be getting punished at range 1 from multiple B-wings.
All right, I can see the reason why for the target lock right now. Set it up for a later turn. Doesn't need really a focus for its defense because it has the thrust corrector.
Yeah.
Now, I am interested to see what maneuver Crimson Specialist does here. Because if it might just launch a bomb and stop. Oh, all right. Trying to see if it can get that barely in-arc shot on the Scarif base pilot there.
It's going to be close. He's using every micron he can on that barrel roll template. Interesting to note that in 2nd edition, that would definitely, you wouldn't be able to get that much distance, right?
No, of course not. I mean, and I actually like that about 2.0. It's going to make things a lot cleaner and a lot less like, oh, well, I have to give myself the most room possible.
He's thinking about where to drop that bomb. He wants it to hit. You know, he of course knows where his ship's going to go. He's going to try to avoid damage for himself.
So one thing that I've noticed a lot of people forget when it comes to dropping bomblet generator and all that is it's when you reveal the dial. So normally what you should do is reveal your dial and then, decide you're going to drop the bomb. Though in most cases it doesn't matter a whole lot.
Right.
Okay. So he's dropping it in a way that's not going to hurt him this turn, but it looks like still be within range of the Scarif base pilot.
It's also threatening Ryad if she wanted to barrel roll in order to get a better shot to the right side.
And if she decided to like hard turn in that way to chase those other ships.
Seems to be a K-turn, or a straight maneuver that will become a K-turn.
K-turn, yes, as Ryad does. Just enough to get that evade token. Or is that a 4? Oh, that's just a 3. Okay.
Yeah, some people, when they just get a little close to that board edge, you're like, I'm not going to take any risks, right?
Right, yeah.
X-Wing players, less than 30 minutes left in round 1.
By about 30 seconds.
Yep. And right now, only points on the board are the half points on Crimson. There's still a lot of points to be gained here. Oh, okay. He's aiming to kill Crimson Specialist.
He wants the booty.
Yeah. Well, the bomb is the biggest threat, I think, to Ryad in this squad because of the fact that he can't dodge that shot. Oh.
All right, that's going to be on the rock.
I think that's going to be a bump on the rock. Yep, there it is.
Well, this is good because Vermeil's not going to get to shoot that gray B-wing that's a little bit out of position up there.
Right.
He has a 50-50 chance for damage here.
And he does have no shield, so if that damage is even a crit, it could be pretty devastating.
And this also means that Crimson Special, there it is.
There's just the damage.
Crimson Specialist will only have one ship shooting at it this turn, which is going to keep it around at least for another turn.
Yep.
Unless Ryad pulls off some crazy crit.
I mean, I've seen it
crit
happen.
Chain, yep.
I don't think it's possible to do 6 damage with a crit chain, but...
So that's 2 hits into the Scarif base.
Actually, yeah, it is very possible to do 6 damage with a crit chain because you get Major Explosion triggering into a direct hit, and then the second crit doing, Major Explosion into another direct hit. So
does reach the B-wing, green B-wing, and no damage there. So kind of evening out the tables on that bomb. Still about 50% on both sides.
Yeah. So depending on the the range of the attack, I think Crimson Specialist is definitely going after the Scarif base pilot. All right, well, here's Ryad's shot. Ooh, he's thinking about spending that focus token or not. Oh, there it is. Because he does have that B-wing facing him with a target lock.
Yep.
All right.
Rolls that evades. It takes only 2.
And seeing up.
Checking range for the pass of the target lock.
Which it looks like he is within range. So thankfully, he can still acquire that target lock.
All right.
I was gonna say, why is he
shooting? He's on a rock.
Yeah, I think they just remembered that.
Yep. It's kind of hiding behind 2 massive ships.
Yeah. Yep.
Crimson Specialist checking range to the Scarif base pilot.
I mean, I think it is the best shot it has right now.
It does, yeah. You definitely go at the Scarif. Was it range 1? Thank you to BMF 153 for re-upping that Twitch Prime. Lightweight frame.
So doesn't save him this time, so 1 more damage, putting him down to 2.
And if that B-wing does have that range 1 shot, which it's going to be very close.
I agree. From this angle, it looks a little hard to tell.
Yep.
Ah, Rebel Captive, yep. Remembering that.
B-wing firing at range 2 at Ryad.
With a target lock, so actually could do some damage.
Spends it.
Yep. There we go. A little something. So at most, only one of those is going to hit. We'll see. Well, okay, naturally evaded, as defenders do.
You're welcome, Malibor, in the chat. Does he have it?
I think he does.
Nope. Out.
Oh.
They're cleaning up. So that barrel roll does not get the Scarif base in arc. We'll see how Jonathan responds here.
Yep.
So would have been. He's going to go on the offensive with this red B-wing.
He has to.
He might be able to. He could PS kill it, right? Only 2 hull left on it.
Sure.
You get in a spot where maybe you try to take a shot away from Ryad again. Maybe do something like a 2 forward.
Maybe a 2 forward, but I think that might put it a little too far forward, especially if Ryad does like a 5K.
True. So 1 forward to victory.
I think 1 forward to victory is probably the best spot. I mean, because I don't think the Reaper's going to be outside of range at that point, but you never know. still might not stop Ryad if she does the 5K.
Right. So I was thinking, like, if you go too forward, right? You go just a little bit farther.
Yeah.
No, that still doesn't get you the rock because Ryad's going to be.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if Ryad actually wants to keep focusing on Crimson Specialist instead.
That's true.
Because she still has that target lock.
She does. She have the target lock out there, and maybe coming in a little bit faster, maybe with something like a 3 forward. You just kind of get in the way. Maybe you have space for that barrel roll.
And if Ryad does the 3 bank, it could just, make it much harder for Ryad to actually hurt Crimson Specialist. However, if you do something like that, you also have to worry about the fact that probably Crimson wants to drop a bomb to hurt something.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, that red B-Wing still has, 3 hull, 2 shields. It's not in trouble yet.
Yeah. That being the key word, right?
Yeah.
Yet. Happy birthday to Mad Medic, who's at work on his birthday. Well, at least you got some X-Wing, Mad Medic.
I mean, that's a good birthday for me.
That's right. If when we finish this game, I will sing you happy birthday.
All right. I'm happy to join in on that if you want me to.
So let's see. Nobody is stressed. I guess Crimson Specialist is currently stressed, right?
Yeah, because of the Rebel Captive.
I would have really liked to stop.
I agree right now. A stop would have been actually a decent, maneuver, I think. But then again, also, depending on where Ryad goes, it might not be the best choice to stay right there.
True. I see a couple other people saying that they're at work while watching as well.
Oh,
I fully support you keeping me in the background on your computer. Remember to use Alt-Tab when needed. Control minimize when needed.
Yep.
Keep the day going. Stay tuned with us, guys. Let's enjoy our U.S. National Championship here. All right, Scarif base pilot, ailerons bank to the right.
Yep. Let's see, what's he do?
It's going to be a one turn.
Yep.
There you go. So right now he's on that bottom right-hand corner.
Not a whole lot of room to run with him right now. And if he kills, that Scarif base pilot, that's that's 29 points, which would put him ahead in point value. But if Crimson Specialist also goes down, it's still a really tight game.
Somebody in the chat is saying happy birthday is copywritten. It is not. Not anymore.
Oh, here we go with that 2K.
Get those guns on target.
Yep. All right.
So both stressed there. Yep. They can still implore that thrust corrector, but it's going to leave them double stressed.
Yep. I don't know if they're going to get a whole lot of shots on them this turn. I don't think they're the target. Well, here we go with that one bank, trying to maybe block Ryad. Interesting choice, definitely. I don't know if that was the maneuver I personally would have done, because I would have tried to, put some damage into Crimson's or to Scarif base pilot instead.
Mm-hmm. Good. But I think maybe the thought is you can get a kill box here on Vermeil.
Sure.
I think that's maybe what he's going for.
Vermeil's actually a huge
Vermeil's
target.
Really dangerous, right? Because you're covering there.
Oh yeah.
There.
And if Vermeil goes at all to the right, then
all that. Sorry.
Oh, never mind. Here comes the barrel roll. So maybe just in case he doesn't have Vermeil, he can still shoot at the Scarif base pilot.
I don't know if he's gonna.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have that.
He's got it. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the angle of the arc.
Yeah, he's got it. And maybe if Ryad does a 3 bank, he might have Ryad in arc as well.
All right, so standard bomb drop.
He's trying to see if he can just like barely nick that Scarif base pilot.
That's going to be close. I think it's going to be just a bit outside.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But you know what? It's free to drop, though, because I don't think it's in range of the B-wing. So
yep.
Should be all right. Still stressed with Crimson Specialist.
Yeah, but Crimson Specialist doesn't need to really... Oh, stressed and a jam. Doesn't really need to take an action this turn. We can clear that later. Now there is a...
Here comes a K-turn.
Yep.
Most likely. Getting that B-wing.
Oh, no, there's a bank maneuver.
There's a bank maneuver?
There's a bank in his hand. Oh, but he's banking the way that to chase after Crimson there.
Well, he's going to have to eat the bomb to do it. Does he nick that rock?
If he nicks that rock, that's...
Oh, he does. That's huge.
That is a huge turn right there. And I don't think the B-Wing has arc. He might just barely, but if... Oh.
I think depending on what this rock and the bombs do, that's a crit. I mean, still has shields.
But still, like, it might be a decent idea to put some damage into Ryad this turn. Depending on the range of the other B-Wings, at least.
I understand the temptation of going that 3-speed, though, because you want that evade. You want it.
Yep.
That's what keeps keeps it alive.
Yeah, sometimes, though, it's just better to go slower and not get shot and not land on a rock. But I understand how it could have been very close, gauging that maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
So
Vermeil's doing the 1 straight with the ailerons.
He might have blocked with Crimson Specialist,
which is huge if he did.
Carrying that stress to get a block is vital. I think he's got it.
He's got the block. But why? Oh, he was thinking about probably doing a 1 bank ailerons.
Mm-hmm.
Very nicely done. So Crimson Specialist is going to take no shots this turn, and there could be some serious damage here on Mark's team. All right, let's see. All right.
So here's the bomb.
Bombs for Ryad. 1 damage. Hey, free damage, free damage.
Yep.
And,
so down to 1 shield.
And here's the big one with Scarif base.
Down to 1.
Close him down. Let's see if it hits that B-wing. I don't think so.
The hair on his chinny chin chin there.
Oh, man.
Very well placed bomb.
Yep.
So decisions here, I think you start, let's see, Crimson Specialist has to shoot first, right? So you obviously go into Ryad. Well, I'm sorry, I'm starting to think about Jonathan's turn. Let's see what Mark can get in here. He's got range to that red B-wing for sure, but Vermeil's going to be out.
Yep. But Crimson Specialist is going to see if he can put that last damage in on the Scarif base at range 3. So 1, nothing.
Got it.
All right. What action did Scarif do this turn?
He did the jam, didn't he?
I don't know.
Did he forget his action?
It might have
happened.
Yeah, it happens.
So Jonathan pulls ahead to 29 points.
Yeah, this is a very key turn, I think.
That's range 1.
Range 1 on a tokenless Ryad. But only 2.
2 hits. 1 should get through on average.
All right, but we just,
Yeah. And shields are now down on Ryad.
And she might be hitting that rock again this next turn, so she might be tokenless again.
So B-Wings, Jonathan needs to choose whether to take this opportunity to go at Ryad or take out Vermeil.
It looks like that one only has Vermeil, so yeah, do the one that you have the only shot option with. And he has a target lock, so that's I mean,
Hit
still,
crit.
Hit, oh, lightweight. Oof, hit crit indeed.
Yeah, we'll see what that crit is for sure, too.
Oh, couldn't quite see it.
He didn't actually put it in the box.
Yeah.
You mind running over and just taking a peek? Don't ask them, but just take.
Yeah, sure. I'll go take a look.
All right, so going to check range here from check arc on the green B-wing. We're getting the judge call for arc.
So the crit. So the crit that was put on Major Vermeil was a major hull breach.
Okay.
So after this round, all damage cards are dealt face up. So if they don't kill Vermeil this turn, it's definitely going to
some bad things are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice sensor bar right there.
Well, looks like there's arc. 2 dice. Why just 2 dice? Oh, wait.
Does that mean when you have a weapons failure?
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't see anything happen.
That may have been.
Wait, that makes no sense.
I don't know.
And there was a lot of dice being rolled, too, for defense. So, shooting at Ryad?
Shooting at Ryad.
But why only 2 dice?
He may have been thinking that he was shooting with Crimson Specialist, who only has 2 dice.
That's true.
I think that's the only explanation.
Yeah. And now it's going to be really key here. It's if Raya is going to hit that rock again, depending on where that last maneuver just ended her. Because if she's not hitting that rock, she's not getting into those tokens again. So it might be really easy to just go like 1 forward with these B-wings and like hit her hard.
Yeah, just looking at the angle, I think you can probably use the wiggle room in the pegs in order to avoid it. I think you should be all right.
It is possible. It also depends on which templates Mark over there has.
I think even with standard templates, you can get it done.
Yeah.
Demonstrated on the Gold Squadron Podcast YouTube page. Go ahead and look that up. The wiggle room.
Yeah,
sparked some controversy there. That was fun. Wait, there's wiggle room in there?
Yes,
there is.
Yes, there is. Well, it was even worse for some of the like regional templates and system open templates this last year.
Some of them were even thinner, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 1 bank. Just keeping the pressure on Ryad.
Yep. Still no stopping with Crimson Specialist this turn because he has 2 stress now. But we'll see what he does. He might be able to continuously just like block that.
You stay in the way. You take away shots.
Yep.
You probably just hard left too.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
And even if you land on that debris, just whatever at this point, because the Major Vermeil has to do the ailerons first.
Yes.
So that makes you move quite a bit of distance.
Creating a firing gallery here for Ryad.
Yep.
And I think unless Ryad disengages by going to the left, she's going to take another bomb. It's going to happen.
There. And she might even still, if he decides to drop that bomb, like 1 straight right behind.
Yep.
Yes, I do mean those templates.
So Jonathan just deciding on an action here. He's going with the focus.
Okay. So not dropping the bomb with the 1 straight back.
Just one forward.
All right.
I understand that. Is also if he tried to kind of sloop out
Sure.
or bank to the right.
And it also will still probably cause a bump depending on what Vermeil decides to do there. Then again, Vermeil could also be doing like one straight aileron sloop to the left.
True. Jonathan has a nice wall of ships just on that right side. So there's the one bank ailerons.
Yeah. Does it hit that rock? I don't think so.
Looks like we're waiting for.
Well, he does roll for the rock right then, at least, because it is a maneuver over a rock. I think he's trying to figure out whether or not it would skip his action.
Okay. Well, there's no roll, so it looks like. I think the question was whether or not because he came down right next to it, and he may have been in contact, like
Okay.
left to right, but not necessarily on top of.
Sure.
Physically adjacent versus on top of.
Sure. Okay. And with those little rocks, it's sometimes hard to tell like how close it was.
So, the one forward from Jonathan with the bomber is going to get it shot. And here's that 5K from Ryad. It's going to be right next to that.
I'll see if it clips that rock. Because if it clips that rock, that's actually very bad news for Ryad.
I don't think it does. It should be fine.
Yeah. Now is it doing K-turn? No, it's doing just 5 straight. It wants to try and kill Crimson Specialist.
Yep. That hard 2 is looking from last turn, looking better and better. If he would have done that hard left 2, but it's all right. He's still ahead. He's still going to get the bomb. He's going to force the barrel roll here if he doesn't want to take a bomb.
And it might not even get it out of range of that bomb.
Because range 1 is 2.5 base lengths.
He was pretty much right up on it. I don't know if he even gets out of arc of that one B-wing even. No.
So push the limit for a focus. He's forcing himself into a bank maneuver next turn.
I agree.
Being in front of that debris, unless he YOLOs, which is fine, right?
Sure.
Sometimes you got to do those unexpected moves to get better positioning. Checking range to the bomb from Vermeil.
Which it looks like it is, potentially. Yep, it is. All
Takes
right.
one.
One on Vermeil. And Ryad definitely is within that. Let's see. If there's a crit here, it could be pretty... Oh, that's right. I forgot Vermeil starts taking all face cup damage. All right, one more on Ryad.
And
This,
would you mind go taking a look
sure.
at
I'll
what
go take a look
that
at it
second
again.
crit is? All right, here's range 1 from Ryad into Crimson Specialist. 3 hits, has the lock. It's 3 hits and a crit. All that's going to go in there, and that's going to be all she wrote for Crimson Specialist.
so the crit that was put on Major Veal was a stunned pilot.
Don't bump. He'll take damage.
Right? So Crimson Specialist is dead, it looks like.
Yep. So Mark getting some points here before the end of the game. Now here's the question. This actually puts Mark ahead by 2 points. All right, can Jonathan in 3 minutes kill Vermeil? Vermeil is what you have to go after.
Sure, it's the easier one to kill out of the two, definitely.
Yeah.
However, I will say that Ryad, I mean, depending on what he rolls against Ryad, and if Ryad blanks out, it could be done there as well. There it is.
Crit, spend it.
Let's see.
Expected is not quite one.
Oh, 4 blanks. Spends the evade and still dies.
Yep. I was about to talk about expected damage, and the dice said, let's not talk about expected damage. That's it. Hit crit into Ryad. We'll just confirm with the players. We're just waiting for them to draw cards.
Yep.
Yep.
There it is.
So that pulls Jonathan Lee ahead 65-31. And with 2 minutes, Vermeil has to try to kill 2 B-Wings.
And with the amount of health that those B-Wings have left on them, I don't think it's going to happen. But, you know, I've seen stranger things.
Yep.
I mean, granted, those B-Wings are going to get free evades from the thrust control and...
Yeah, thrust corrector, yep.
Corrector, yes. So it's going to be very hard. They got to play pretty fast for that to happen.
So Mark here has to make a decision whether he's going to try to get some more points by killing Jonathan's ship, or does he use the maneuverability of the Reaper just to take his ship off into the sunset and keep his 35 points of MOV.
Now the problem here is because he has that stunned pilot on him, where if he executes a maneuver where he bumps or overlaps an obstacle, he has to worry about that ailerons with that debris now.
Oh yeah. To the left, it's going to be close. I think he's got it.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Jonathan is all set. He's double checking his options. Here we go. So green B-wing. Hard to just covering.
Right call, I think. Oh. A little bit of bumpage there with the gray B-wing.
Target lock just in case Vermeil gets away. That's always something that I point out to newer players who might be watching this in the future, whether this is first or second edition, is when there's a ship in range that might get out of range, take that opportunity for a target lock.
Of course.
Because you never know when that can come back and really matter. Just having more mods.
I agree. More mods is always important.
So the other B-wing does bump.
Yep.
The aileron's going to clear.
Yep. I mean, no sense in giving, free damage on that Reaper.
Yep. Disengage. This is the right choice.
Yeah.
10 seconds left. The time will be called, and I don't think the B-wings can get to him. You evade here.
Sure. Just to be safe.
Yep.
Or fixing the.
All right, that's it.
Well, I mean, he might still have a shot at that B-wing. Let's see if he's able to take it.
Looks like they shook the hands. They're calling it.
All right. It was definitely a well-fought match. It definitely swayed back and forth a couple times.
Yep. So thank you to Mark and Jonathan for playing. Congratulations, Jonathan, going 1-0, and we'll be back here with round 2. Come on in, Alex.
All right, yeah.
Hey, this is Alex, if you didn't know what he looks
everybody.
like. Want to thank everybody for watching. We'll be back in probably about 10 to 15 with round 2. I do want to say thank you to our round sponsor, Curled Paw Creatives. Use our exclusive coupon code NOVA2018 to get 15% off. Also, thank you to our patrons, our Twitch Prime subscribers. You guys are awesome. We'll be back.
All right. Bye, guys.